Welcome back. It is Sunday night. We are here to draft some puppies. I look forward to it. We have Scott here. We have Steve here. And there's a couple others. But I haven't been able to really keep up with the Quinchon news. I know that he was supposed to see a judge today. I don't know if he actually did. I didn't hear what happened there. I'm assuming we'll get real news on that tomorrow. Maybe it is out and I just couldn't find it in the 20 minutes I had before the draft. Um, but I'm sure tomorrow some stuff will come out on that. Not great for me. I had like 12 or 13% Quinchon. I don't know. Let's go look. Like in pre-draft, I know I had quite a bit of him. He was one of my more exposed. Yeah, 11% in pre-draft. And in regular season, he's at 13.4. I was on the Judkins, and I still believe if this didn't happen, the Judkins over Caleb Johnson stuff, but obviously there it's being derailed possibly. So that sucks, but it is what it is. And no matter what, he's probably still going to be available in the fantasy playoffs. So as long as you get a team to the playoffs with him, like he will probably be a little lower owned than other players. So there is a silver lining, I guess. But yeah, I'm very interested in that because I really loved him as a prospect. So didn't realize that this was on the card, but it is what it is. I'm just awaiting the information. So welcome J Lives, Green Bean, and Mazone disbanded. We have a bunch of people here. We have 12 here. It is time. In 10 seconds, I will be entering a puppy 20 seconds. Jason Calhoun also here. Thanks everybody for showing up. And Darkside, we are entering right now. Puppy 2. It instant filled. Don't know if anybody got in. We will see. It doesn't look like anybody got in. I waited about 10 seconds and I got the last spot. So it is what it is. Hey, what's up, Jamie? Yeah, last night's stream, I don't know. I probably shouldn't have. I didn't have a lot of energy going into last night. I just wanted to try to do a little bit of drafters because I usually don't get to drafters throughout the week. And I would like to make it a semi-regular thing to do drafters content on a day. So, or at least a draft for drafters. Okay, so did you guys get in a? Yeah, I was gonna say you guys probably all in an overflow. I instant queued, so it is what it is. I'm gonna try to put a little countdown together tomorrow, using like former NFL Folly stuff. So, and then on my end, I don't know what the delay is here, but I know most people generally have like an 8-second delay. So I'll probably put like a 10 to 15 second, like just some slides or something. That's the goal. We will see if I do it. We'll take CD at pick 7. It is nice sometimes to draft without the Who Crew. Sometimes not drafting with the Who Crew is the best thing you can do. We get CD Lamb at 7. This guy believes what I believe, and that's that Puka has a chance to outscore CD. I still, like, just to get my exposure on CD, I'm still going to take him over Puka, but like I think it's kind of a coin flip. Green Bean got the 102. So is Steve? I assume since Steve didn't get in my actual draft that he's drafting the back end. If he was in my actual draft, he'd be like top 3. With the 8 to 10 hour clocks, I have been comfortable but overwhelmed with about 60 slows. I took a nap that lasted way longer than I expected last week, and like 4 hours, and I missed like 7 picks. Like, and 4 of them were unstacked quarterbacks. So I feel a little bad about it, but so we get the CD slide, but we don't get anything unique-ish with it. Bowers tends to go down there pretty often now, but we'll do a CD Bowers team. I really do like Bowers. Like, he's just such a good click. You got 105. Yeah. Yeah, I figured as much. Constantly getting notifications I'm on the clock. So I turn notifications off on every device and everything because I have ADD, and if I hear or see anything, I will drop everything I'm doing to see what it is. So I cannot have notifications on. And that day, I thought I'd queued up, because normally what I'll do is I'll go to anything that's like 6 picks or less, and I'll just queue somebody up. I'm at about 120 slows, and yeah, it gets crazy. Getting off work and having to make like 45 picks. Well, see, I work 12-hour days, so the bad thing about slows for me is I have to make picks on my breaks, on my lunch and my break. I have to so I don't want to get like 50, 60, 70, because it could be that I have to, like, in my 30-minute lunch, which is 8 hours into my day, which technically their lunch, legally, it has to be 20 minutes, right? But our break is 20 minutes, which is 4 hours into the day. So they can classify that as a lunch, but my actual lunch is at 8 hours in. So I do have times to where it's like, if I had a bunch of slows going, I have to just make a whole bunch of picks. So I don't have very much JSN because he goes down on this end. Let's just rock with an elite quarterback here. I do prefer Lamar Jackson to Josh Allen's, but we're going to go ahead and just take an elite quarterback here. I do want to mix it. I want to get Josh Allen a little above 4%. I want Lamar to be about 10 and Jaden to be about 10. So, and Steph said she was at the 1.11. 10, 15 max for me, because I start. For me, it's more like the way my workday works. It becomes an absolute pain sometimes to do the slows. Hey, we're doing great. No cap. My degenerate WNBA experience. I don't have, I would probably get into that degenerate thing as well, but I only have NFL Pass, and I don't watch any other sport at the moment. But if I had cable, I'd probably be doing a little bit of all of it. Would you prefer a CD and Taylor start or CD and Ladd? I think it's the same. I think Ladd, Taylor, Bowers, London, I think they're all kind of the same pick. And Achane, AJ Brown, and Henry, I view all of them very, very equally myself. I am buying in on the Amari Hampton thing. We are, and I've been buying in on him. But yeah, we will do that. So we're going to start with the old classic 1-1-1-1. I generally don't mind starting this. I know some people hate this start. I think if you do this start, you have to go at least 3 wide receivers after this, like 3 over the next 4 rounds. If you can do that, you can usually build out of it. If not, you usually feel a little like, for me, I feel thin. Now, if I were to add another running back with the next pick and then tack on 3 wide receivers, it would be fine, but it can definitely feel thin doing that. So if I do a 1-1-1-1, I generally, as long as there's a wide receiver at 55 that I really like, I will definitely take him. Hey, what's up, Tyler? Thanks for stopping in. Sometimes I wish I had a real job. Why? That is words rarely spoken. I don't know what you do. CD Lad is more rare. Is it? Well, I don't know. Like, I have several CD Lad teams, I believe. Let's look. Let's look and see if that's a fact or not. Yeah, I have 13% of my Lad, so probably like 4 teams, something like that. No, it can't be that high. It's probably a couple teams. And with Taylor, yeah, so I have double the amount. And Bowers, so this is my first one with Bowers, so that is a good thing. I'm glad I did it that way. That was a pretty long fall on James Cook. I don't love James Cook with Josh Allen, but if he would have made it to 55, I would have absolutely did that. Did you work 12 hours and stream in your channel? How did you do that? I have no kids and nobody to tell me when to do things or how to do things. So I make all the decisions and answer to no one. So there's that. I think we just go Waddle here. What's up, AP? Yeah, listen to Tyler. Smash the like. We have 33 watching already. We have 17 likes. That's not bad, but we can do better than that. Oh, hold on a second. You can basically get CD JT anytime you take CD, but you get a slight lad fall. So I'm probably just thinking a little bit more from like pre-draft because Lad was going at the back end and JT was kind of going ahead of him a little bit. So I might have it mixed up a little, but yeah. I mean, I prefer Lad like just straight up over JT, but I don't think it's like that big of a deal. Like I kind of just want those players, but I want both of them around 12, 13%. I just think Lad is going to have a monster season, and I'm not. And based on getting like the way that this worked, like I'm really glad I didn't take Lad and I took Bowers because it's my first share of Bowers with CD. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I know a guy who did that for a while, and he said that like it was at least the company he worked for was very like it was a really rough company to work for. So with this build, I want one of these 2 players. I'll probably go with Godwin. I prefer Godwin to Addison this year. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not super worried about the injury. If he wasn't coming off an injury, to me, Godwin would be going up around JMO, Calvin Ridley, and maybe I'm wrong there too. But to me, if there was no worry about injury, I think you could argue him all the way up to Mike Evans. So every once in a while, I want to click that button. And on a team like this, to where I definitely need to get like a hit at wide receiver, I like taking him or Addison there, and then to supplement with depth later with like a Demario or Wandale or something. So, like, just in case. So, that is the plan. I will possibly grab another wide receiver here. I don't know. I could still take a running back. I feel pretty good right now. We have CD, Brock Bowers, Josh Allen, Hampton, Waddle, and Chris Godwin. So, anytime I go 1-1-1-1 start, I generally like to go back-to-back wide receivers after that, unless, of course, if there's a big ADP fall, I will go ahead and take the RB, like only an RB, not like maybe Kittle if Kittle would have fell back, which will never happen the rest of this offseason. Okay. Oh, the laws change. Okay, yeah. So the people I know that did it, they all worked for a company that sold that owned the dispensary. So that's probably kind of what you were doing. Uh, all right, let's look and see what we got. I would love Golden here. My 13.1% Quinshawn doesn't feel that great right now. So this is the kind of team Shakir fits on, and I do not like the Shakir click at all. But we will make it here. We have Josh Allen. We could use a bit of a floor on this team at wide receiver, so I can take some more shots later. So on this specific team, I think Khalil Shakir is actually a good pick there at 79. And you won't hear me say that very often. I think he still may just be the guy you need in the end of the season. Like, maybe. Like, I think he – so I went over it at the very beginning of the stream. Like, he's probably going to fall, right? Like, who knows what's going to happen. But let's say he gets suspended for 5 games like their guy did last year, right? That means that Judkins is probably going to be a lower-owned player to get through the tournaments. So, like, if you still believe in the talent and you didn't love where he was getting picked, like, it would be a good time to buy if he does fall a couple rounds. If you're like me and you already have 13%, I did this last year and it backfired. Like, when there was a couple players that like had some negative news come out, and I just bought into them more with the dip. That was not the right call. Like, I would not recommend to do that. I felt like I was right, and maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. Like, they all like got injured or something happened. Like, one of them was Jonathan Brooks. I fully bought in that he was going to be there by week 6. I had like 20-some% Jonathan Brooks. I built most of my portfolio around like trying to get a lower owned Jonathan Brooks into the postseason. And all of that, that was like if you're 20% or more on a player, and then like whenever he started sliding near the start of the season, I just bought a little more, and that was just bad process. I would not recommend to do that. And so like this year, if Quinshawn falls to like round 9, like if he falls to like round 9, like, yeah, I'll probably be clicking him some. But as long as he stays up here in the quarterback pocket, like, I'm probably still going to take the quarterback over him just because I have the 13%. We don't have any details on what actually happened, or I haven't heard them. Like I said, I've worked since that news came out. I've worked 24 hours, so I looked and scoured a little bit, but I haven't seen any actual news on like what may have happened or what. Like, I guess he was supposed to see a judge today. I don't know if that even happened or if there was a report off of that. I looked when I got off work. I didn't find anything myself. Yeah, that's kind of what I would do, like, because he could end up being a guy that, like, is hard to get to the playoffs. But with that being said, as well, like after my pick, I'll bring it up. But like their playoff schedule is not good. Like it is not good at all. At Chicago, Bills, and Pittsburgh. So at Chicago, Bills, and Pittsburgh. And Trey Harris didn't report. Do I really want to add Pittman here? I don't think I do. I was saying the reason to take Shakir is to take like an upside shot guy. So we're going to go ahead and stack Rashid Shaheed here. Gives us, if we have to, a very, very last, like if we want to push quarterback, like one of these other quarterbacks, we can. Because the only other option right now we have Geno and we have Tua. So I guess I don't know what you guys think, but I don't actually mind stacking Herbert with Hampton. I don't look to do it, but Herbert falls to like 130 sometimes, and I think he's underpriced as is. So I personally don't mind doing it. How can I justify taking Jordan Mason one pick after? I would take Jordan Mason ahead of Aaron Jones, Peppertoni. So take that how it is. The word touch seems, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I have no information. I'm not going to speak on it because I don't know anything about it. All I know is that he was supposed to see a judge this morning. I don't even know if that happened. Yeah, Herbert is like, I kind of think Herbert should go up around like where like Kyler Murray, Bo Nix, all of them go. Like the problem is not every quarterback can have the same ADP, right? And every time I take, like Dak went way before ADP. I've been trying to get less Cam Skattebo. I will go against my better judgment. Actually, yeah, we'll take Dobbins. We're going to go ahead and take Dobbins there. So right now, the team 1-3-5-1, Josh Allen, Amarian Hampton, Jordan Mason, J.K. Dobbins. So the story here is Hampton is the guy you need, and these two are getting me through to the weeks. And then I'm going to hit a late, like probably take some shots late, but these two are to get me through the season. Wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, Chris Godwin, Khalil Shakir, Rashid Shaheed, and Brock Bowers. Yeah, QJ is a great click to me. I really like it. My 13% of Samson feels good. Well, I had like 17% Samson in pre-draft, but like that was at 140. So I don't even think he'll get to 140 as is now. So I don't know. I haven't done a draft since this has started. We'll see. Yeah, I absolutely agree, AP. Like I think it's a very wake up, sheeple. Herbert is a top 5 quarterback. I hope so. He is my number 3 exposed quarterback. So Aaron Jones had 13 expected touchdowns and ran cold, only scoring 7. Do you think I don't so the way I view it is that Aaron Jones is going to play from like mostly the 20 to the 20. Which all right, so what do I want here? I don't really want Ramondre. I think I'll take Tajay Spears here. He's a bring back with Shaheed if I end up going that route. I could take Dallas Goedert when it comes back around. Justin Herbert goes here. I would have taken him if he came back around. I usually take all the quarterbacks that I need before I can get to Geno. So I want to try to get a Geno team because I don't want to be super underweight on Geno, but I don't have a lot of them. So you think AJ, Aaron Jones, and Mason? So I'm assuming you think Jones should be way higher and Mason should be lower. Well, like the coach speak thing, where when they ask about Jordan Mason, they specifically were saying about how they're going to use him in the red zone, right? He's absolutely going to steal the touchdowns. They improved the offensive line. They've talked about not wanting to be as bad in the red zone as they were last year, and that's what they were talking about. Like when they were asked why they brought in Aaron Jones, that was the route they took. So they believe that he will help them like be better in the red zone. And so if I want to bring back, I have to take Dallas Goedert, or I guess I could take Shipley. But I don't. So I don't like pushing tight end. Like even with Bowers, I don't like doing like Bowers, Juwan Johnson. I like taking a second okay guy because I believe that, like me personally, I believe that will give you. And I don't have data on this. This is just from the feels. But to me, that means if Bowers has a bad week 16, puts up like 6 points, I think you have a higher chance that like an Njoku or a Goddard or a Loveland is kind of like, or a Tyler Warren, Tucker Kraft. Like I want to pair him with one of those because I feel like those players have a much better chance to get like an additional 6 to 7 points. And being a 1 of 10, that 6 or 7 points could be the difference between $100,000 and 50, right? So I think you either like, for me, I either like to do that or just take 2 darts late. Like I know some people don't like to go 3 tight ends with Bowers, but if I don't take another one till like around 16, I honestly don't mind it. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think. I like to take, if I have Bowers or McBride, a guy by like round, basically by this area, as long somebody before Kyle Pitts. And if I don't, I like to take 2 more. I can't click Mason within 1 round of Jones. I mean, it could just be that Aaron Jones is the most expensive running back too, right? Like efficiency-wise, Aaron Jones is one of the best running backs in the league last year, if I remember. Like, didn't he have like one of the best missed tackles forced last year as well? Yeah, I think we need another upside click here. I don't really want to double or triple stack Josh Allen. And I generally don't take Shakir. So that's kind of why I didn't want to take Kincaid there or Josh Palmer either. Even if Judkins is suspended 5 games, he'll be available for a dozen. Yeah, that is true. And he won't be suspended in the middle of the season. He'll be at the end of the beginning of the season. So like the problem is I'm not positive on this, but I believe if he when the suspension is held down, if it's before the season, like he's not allowed to be in the facility. And I will research that for tomorrow. But I think if he had a suspension, like he basically isn't able to go to like workouts and stuff. There's a point that he can't do that anymore. I don't know at what point in the offseason program that is. Maybe somebody like Steph or Steve knows that exact number, but that's the real problem is that he would be missing reps before the season because once he's suspended, I don't think he can go to the team facilities. But I don't know what those dates are. So being a rookie and not being able to like practice correctly would be the actual problem with that. All right, so I actually have more Geno than I thought. I did not think I had that much Geno. Man, but Bryce Young, I love Bryce Young. We're going to go ahead and take Geno. Like I said, we're going to do the thing that I wanted to do. Bryce Young goes, you're welcome. I can't believe Judkins slipped past the rigorous background check the Browns do. Yeah, yeah, like last year. The NFL doesn't suspend until the case is over. Yeah, true, but like we don't know what's happening. That could be over. So there's a lot to it, and I haven't looked into it today. I don't want to. I think I know how a lot of that stuff works, but I don't really want to speak on it until I know for sure. Okay, it was the cut down day. That may okay. Yeah, and like if I remember right, like so let's say that Judkins goes to the judge and it all gets like thrown out, right? Like he isn't in jail, like he doesn't get a fine or anything like that. That doesn't matter to the NFL. The NFL can make their own judgment and suspend him anyway. That's what happened with Ezekiel Elliott. And that's why that appeal happened and why that happened in the middle of the season. It was because that was appealed because he was found not guilty by the law. But the NFL is allowed to make their own judgments. If I believe that is how all that works. This team could actually use Demario Douglas. I don't know how much I love or hate this team. I actually think these running backs are perfectly fine. Like, this is kind of what I like. You get Hampton, you have Jordan Mason and Dobbins to, like, guarantee some sort of a floor for your RB2, a shot here in Tajay Spears, and then I'm just going to take a couple rookies, right? Like, just take a couple rookies here at the end of the draft. Give me some upside. According to Google, it's when the season starts. Okay. The NFL may signify the season starting when it's cut down, when the cut down day is, but I'm not sure. Like, if he's allowed to practice all the way up until like the last week of preseason, I'm not saying that like you should become a fan of him by any means, but like I think that like is not that negative for him as a fantasy asset. It definitely hurts, right? Like he definitely shouldn't be going where he goes now. But yeah. So Will Shipley, we already took Goddard, so we're good there. Did how early did he go? How early is he going now? We're going to take Giddens. Did anybody happen to see where he went? Okay, Sampson went at 173. I don't know if that's normal. Let me know, chat. Is that normal? Is that not? But the team might not give him as many reps. Yeah, that is true. That is also true. And he's not allowed to go to team facilities for half the suspension. So if it's a 4-game suspension, okay. I thought it was the entire time, but okay. I already had some Dylan Sampson, so I don't know where I was at. I was at a little over 4%. Jerome Ford's the one that I have 0 of. And the problem is that I have a bunch of Judkins in Eliminator. So that's the problem. I'm curious now how much I have. I may not have as much as I think. All right, so we definitely want another RB here. We'll take Taj Brooks. I think Giddens and Brooks is a really nice touch to this team. We have Geno. We have the Giants. Is Slayton available? Slayton is not available. So we will go ahead and take Taj Brooks. Yeah, I definitely want one more wide receiver here. Who do I want? Deontay Johnson. Nope. I mean, I could just go ahead and add Tyler Shuck. I think that's what I do, right? I think I say CD, Waddle, Godwin, Shakir. I think that is actually good enough. Tyler Shuck goes, so I guess screw me. We probably do need a wide receiver though. I don't know which one I want. Who goes good here? I mean, Deontay Johnson fits that. Houston, Philadelphia. I need to stop just clicking Adonai Mitchell every time down here. I'll just take Troy Franklin. Like, I want a spike week guy. I think that's the one I want. I could take Jermaine Burton. I want one of those two. We'll actually take Burton for the team stack with Taj Brooks. All right, so we'll go through the chat real quick. I'm even on Judkins and the field on Sampson and Jerome Ford. I have 0, but I think that's a mistake. I took Ford in a slow today. I hated it. I am not struggling with that. Shipley, I loved Shipley coming out of college, though, so there was that. They probably won't give Saquon 500 touches. Yeah, that's like even at $399. Like, well, it depends. Are all $399 in the regular season or not? I've only done 10. I am not going to max this year. Whoops. We clicked that and did not mean to do that. We'll go over the team once it refreshes. Here we go. So we have a 2-6-8-2. Josh Allen, Geno Smith, Amarian Hampton, Jordan Mason, J.K. Dobbins, Tajay Spears, DJ Giddens, Taj Brooks. This is like my favorite kind of RB room. Hampton should be a guy who's got a lot of volume. Mason, Dobbins, at least one of those two should give me a floor. Tajay Spears also kind of mixes in with that, and then just two absolute swings. And then CD Lamb, Jalen Waddle, Chris Godwin, a little mini correlation. Khalil Shakir, Rashid Shaheed, a little mini correlation with Tajay. Leggett, Demario Douglas, Week 15, and Jermaine Burton, and then Brock Bowers and Dallas Goedert, who has a Week 15 and a Week 17 matchup. I think it's a solid team. It's not like a great team, but I think it's good enough that it could work. Like, and that's what I want. I want teams that have avenues to win. And yeah, I've only done, is it 10? It's 11. But I did 5 myself before the roster came out, basically before Rashid Rice moved up. And like this one, I took Rice at 29, right? But this is before the schedule. I'm not even worried about that, but this team is pretty bonkers. I got Achane at pick 20, Connor, Jordan Mason, Rashad White, Eckler, Brashard Smith, CD, Rice, Devonta, Darnell Mooney at 92. Best is kind of a waste. Pat Bryant at 188, so that's fine. And then Kittle, Kelsey. It's an okay team. Not great. But anyway, we are about to enter a second draft. Michael Wilson has an ADP that's high enough to get picked 32 picks past ADP. I've completely I have a very hard time clicking him. Yeah, like if I have a Bengal or I pretty much have to have Kyler to even consider him. The thing is he had zero competition last year, and he only put up 460 yards, and yeah, like I just get this feeling that they're gonna that could be the Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen plays. I think that if they're actually okay, that they're just going to trade for a veteran wide receiver midseason. Like I don't see that wide receiver room being the same in week 17 as it is now. I do not see that at all. But that's just me. Yeah, we are go. We have I have to enter on my phone, so I just brought it up. A 20-second puppy 2, and we will be entering in 10 seconds. Good luck, everybody. Hopefully, I don't get the last spot again. I would have passed on him. Yeah, like I had a pretty hard time taking him in most. I jumped in and it was 5 to start, and it went from 5 to 1 instantly. So I'm gonna guess a couple of you got it. Go to draft. Steve not here. We have Steph in the 4 hole. We have Rick in the 5. We got the 10. Steve got the 11. Nuka has the 12. Is that where is Carl's not here? Carl's did not get in, did you? Are you Nuka? I can't are you DD? Andrew is at 9. AK015. Okay. I thought Nuka was a name that I should be familiar with. So I won't. Am I going to get CD at 10? Let's find out. Do I get CD Lamb down here at 10? Probably not. Steph probably takes him at 4. I appreciate everybody for coming out. We have 37 watching. We have 21 likes. If we get to 35 likes by the end of this draft, I will definitely do another one. I might do another one either way, but at 35, I absolutely will. I don't got to work tomorrow. We had us a good day. So I would love to celebrate by wasting money on puppies. That's the thing. You have to know exactly what he is. He will only offer usable weeks. Even the weeks he had a touchdown, because I went over this a couple weeks ago, and even in full PPR, he didn't have a single week over, I think it was 12 points. Let me bring it up again. And after my 2 picks, I will bring it up. I would love. Oh, I don't get the Puka. This could be a chance to get the old Neighbors Genty, but I highly doubt that with Steve there in the 11 hole. But I'm going to go ahead and try it. Neighbors usually doesn't stay this late, so I might and I like Neighbors. What's up, Al Boogs and Fantasy Dog? Thank you both for coming in. We got Amon Ra. We got Brian Thomas. We got Drake London. And we get a chance. I'm super happy with either one of these. Genty would be the best. We got A-Chan with him. Steve never lets me have fun. Never let me have fun. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we can blame Steve. Whenever that's what we need to win, I'm going to remember this draft. You're about to make the list, Steve. You're on the list. Yeah, so go back to Michael Wilson. So with his game log last year, like I've been over this a couple times, like so this is full PPR. He had 8 receptions. So in half point, that's 10.4 points. His other 4, so like he had, I guess he had 500. He had 548 yards with 4 touchdowns, right? He averaged 8 points a game, which actually isn't that awful. But he at no point, and that was full PPR. So he probably averaged like 6-ish, probably a little less, like 5.5, right? But like he had a 14-point week, which would have been a 12-point week. This would have been a 10-point week. This one would have been an 11-point week. That's the best you get. Like that's the best you got last year. And their offense is exactly the same. Like nothing changed on their offense, right? And I do think that it could be, yeah, exactly. Like Steve was asking why he got Michael Wilson 30 picks past ADP, and that's why. At 0.5, he had 10. Okay, yeah, and that's usable. I like to get my glue guys earlier. Like I would prefer to get the better glue guys, like a Douglas. Like I know I don't have a lot of Douglas, but kind of like a Jacoby Myers and stuff like that, or a Shakir. Like if I'm gonna get a glue guy, I want them to be a glue guy that can actually spike. And I don't know if glue is the correct term, but with those late shots, like I get it. Like taking the projectable points is really nice, but I don't know. I don't love it. All right, man. George Kittle's all the way up here now. That's nice. We'll go ahead and take Lamar. I love Lamar this year. I don't catch a lot of Arizona games. What's Kyler's playing style comp to? It's hard. Like he scrambles a lot, and he's really good on like broken plays, but like he's not as good like on timing and stuff. So I don't know exactly how to explain that, but that's kind of yeah. And he has trouble in the red zone for reasons. Man, I cannot get to DJ Moore 44. I'm gonna have to like full fade him. Like I am absolutely gonna have to full fade that. Like I can't get there. I had a hard enough time taking DK Metcalf at the 4-5 turn, assuming that Aaron Rodgers is going to be there. Now that he's definitely there, I'm going to have a really hard time taking him like right in here before Worthy, DJ Moore, and Jameson Williams. I will probably mix them in a little bit. I can't. I don't know about. I don't know who all other than Steve is out here. Like I guess it's Meg. Meg's out there taking. Like I've seen her take DK like up here. It might work. Like I could be wrong. I can't get there. Drafting him is hoping Hail Mary is completed. I was wanting to say like a Steve McNair that can't play on timing, kind of. But like McNair was a bigger guy and could actually run people over in like the red zone. So like that's not really a good comp because like McNair was pretty awesome in the red zone because of that. Bears fans here sounds like Caleb at this point in his journey. I wish the Bears fans luck, but I I was not big on Caleb coming out of college. He's got every possible tool to become good this year, though. Like, he's got Ben Johnson. He's got DJ Moore, Colson Loveland, Luther Burden, Roma Dunze. Joe Thuney's there now. They got the new guard as well, or the end center, I think. Like, they're completely revamped offensive line. And Ben Johnson, and like if and it might not be this year, but like he should at least improve massively this year. But if he isn't really good by next year, like I think it's a really bad sign. I wonder, like, and not hoping this on him, but the last quarterback prospect we had, in my opinion, with that much praise was Trevor Lawrence, right? Like, and I was in on Trevor Lawrence. I was really in on him, but that absolutely did not work out, right? Like, not at all. Roma Dunze at 55. K-Cell, nice. And Rome is the one, like, DJ and Luther Burden kind of feel like they're fighting for the same, like, probably the same targets. So Rome is probably the one that's, like, safest to have a role. And we get Zay Flowers all the way back. I'll take it. So this is what I've thought should happen this entire offseason. Do I love Zay Flowers? No. But at 58 with Lamar, even at like 55 to 57, like, I'm okay with it. All right, so Bryce Young was a runaway hype train too. Was he? I don't remember the hype with Bryce Young. I personally do not. So do I want this, or do I want Connor? I think I'll take a Jennings share here with the DJ Moore. Bryce and Caleb have very similar hype, but the actual stud was number 2. That could end up being true. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't remember Bryce Young's runaway hype train. I really don't. Maybe I didn't believe in it that much, and I just ignored it. And what's weird is I'm really into Bryce for this season. I think this season, Bryce is a very, very good pick. Bryce was seen as a can't miss. Stroud was the iffy. Oh, yeah. Well, I remember I was all in on Stroud that year. It's still kind of up in the air because, like, I still believe Stroud is going to be the better guy, but, like, he did regress a lot last year. And welcome, Victor. Thank you. Rome will be the one that, like, it could just be Colson Loveland. Colson Loveland got drafted 10th overall, right? Once he's healthy, they could absolutely do that. It's, you're attacking one of Gamblestein's boys. Oh, you're talking about Stroud. Yeah, it's year 2. Like it's not like at this moment it's Stroud, right? But, like, what I'm saying is up in the air is which is actually the better player for their career, right? Like, I do fully believe it's going to be Stroud, like, to be the better actual quarterback prospect. But if you're talking fantasy and, like, upside for this season, like, Bryce Young, I think, offers nearly the same. We have 40 watching. I appreciate everybody popping in. I really I love doing this, so having an audience or just people to talk to about it. Like, I enjoy it. Why draft Michael Wilson when you can have Yoshi 2 rounds later with a better quarterback? Burrow, he had 7. Yeah, and, like, me personally, like, this is where I'm at with Michael Wilson. I would rather just take Deontay Johnson on a worse team. Like, that's going to have more like target shares against him, right? Like, so if Golden makes it, we'll take Golden. If Golden doesn't, we will take Pollard. Make sure that I'm not missing anything. Yep, we'll take Pollard here. He's awful though. Just yeah, Tank Dell was one of the injured guys I had a bunch of last year. Tank Dell, Rashee Rice, Jonathan Brooks. That one I claim full responsibility. It was all my fault for even believing anything they said. CMC, I had a whole bunch of before the injury news really came out. So, like, this is the area I think Quinshon's still clickable. I'm not going to do it because I want to see these people fall when they're able to fall. I was going to take a Buka here. You know what? We'll take a rare Aaron. Okay, I guess we won't. We tried it, and the Lord said, "You shall not have. You shall not have Aaron Jones on any of your teams." Jordan Mason is the right pick. You see that right there? A higher power came in and told me Aaron Jones is not the click. It is always Jordan Mason. That's what happened. You guys seen it here first. I don't make the rules. I just play the game. For your poll question, I know a bunch of people did that. That's why I put the poll question up. Anything that's relevant. Burrow Buzz last year in camp was if he was fully healthy, he dropped to the 7th round. This year, fully healthy, was a bad defense. I don't know, but last year's quarterback market as a whole was much, much different, right? So that's the big difference. Is last year, if I remember right, a lot more quarterbacks were going earlier. Like CJ Stroud was going around there. Mahomes went a couple rounds earlier. Kyler went in the 7th, not in the 9th. Dak went in like the 10th. Jaden Daniels went in the 9th, or maybe Dak went in the 9th as well. What's up, Nick? Thanks for stopping in. We need 4 more likes for a 3rd draft. I've done 0 slow this season besides one of drafters because they fooled. Yeah. Whenever they I definitely. I'm still upset that they did that. Like, why would you do that? That'd be like Underdog switching the slow and 20-second clocks, right? Like just swapping them for an hour just to see how many people how many teams they ruin. No. Yeah, so let's look and see what we want to do. We got HM, we got Pollard, we got Neighbors, DJ. If Caleb makes it back, we'll take him. If he doesn't, we won't. The one person, I think K-Cell 17 is the one that took Rome really early. It's past that drafter, so I would be very happy to just be done at quarterback here. It does make me feel bad that I'm gonna pass up Justin Fields for Caleb Williams here. But we're getting the Week 17 bring back game. We have DJ Moore. We have Zay Flowers. We have Jawan Jennings. We're not going to get Cam Scadaboo back. Or Scadaboo already went? Where did Scadaboo go? Cam Scadaboo at the 7 hole. I'm still a believer in Scadaboo. Maybe I shouldn't be, but I am. All right, so we got Neighbors. I think we just take Dobbins again, actually. I am not a believer in Kyle Monengai. I'm glad he's helping you out. He took Ashton Genty from my Malik Neighbors dreams. At least Steve's helping somebody in this room out because it sure ain't me. I don't know. I have a really hard time trying to decipher what's going on out there, right? Like I I don't love Roshan or Swift, but I didn't really like Monungai's film when I watched it. So like, but somebody's got to be like the back there. No, nobody has to be good, but somebody has to be the back there, right? You're not drafting any Bears. Like that's a pretty bold stance this season. Like I'm drafting like I have like 4% Swift, like 6% Roshan, and no Monungai. I don't know what to do with that room. When DeAndre Swift was going up the board, I was too busy getting up to like 20% Isaiah Pacheco because I knew he would end up wherever Swift ended up. And I think that he has a better like guaranteed floor than Swift does. So I was busy doing that. So I never got like, and yes, I'm letting the Pacheco thing dwindle down, but I had like 20, I think it was like 20% Pacheco when he was in the 100s. So we'll see how that ages. It might not age very well. Yeah, it does seem like Russian roulette, but so like fading anybody is kind of like Russian roulette, right? Like, yeah, I have to do some slows. Let's look at the poll real quick. 40% says of 35 people, 40% says there is no limit. 25 plus is 29%, and one slow, which is where Gamble's vote went, I would assume, is 20%. So the entire field is represented pretty well. Yeah, we'll take Hollywood here. And then we're going to assume nobody brings up Isaiah Likely. We'll double stack Lamar with Likely there. Depending on, like, if Ramondre makes it back, I'll just take him because that's a pretty nice price on him. I was hoping Tucker Kraft made it back to that pick because he does have the time. Like, I wanted either Tucker Kraft or Colston Loveland with that pick. And they both went early, before ADP, unless their ADPs changed. All right, so the players I wanted did not come. Oh, and by the way, the thumbnail, Rachaad White. Like Rachaad White right now is just a really solid, like guarantee. Like to me, he's guaranteed volume. He's going to give you points. He's awesome for floor. Like so, if you're building like a zero RB kind of backfield, or even a hero RB, like if you have a hero RB and your third running back is Rachaad White, like I think that allows you to take bigger swings at the end. So I actually have quite a bit of Rachaad White because I like doing those things. No Rome, 2% Caleb. Andrews isn't going anywhere. How much Mark Andrews do you have? You should get more likely. Yeah, like I have like 11%, I think, Andrews, and I'm at 5% likely. I would just like to be around 6% likely. I do believe it's going to be Andrews. Gotta love the positivity Gamblestein brings to a chat. Gotta love it. Love Shad White. Dang. Somebody's a bigger bull on White than me. I have what do I have? I will look that up real quick. I think it's 13%. Maybe it's more than, okay, it's almost double the field. 15.8. So that's kind of where I want to be on Rashad. 31% Andrews. Fantasy Dog is not afraid to make a stand. Man, chat is popping. I can barely keep up. Too much sunshine and rainbows amongst drafters. I bring in a much needed rain cloud. What's up, Cade? 10% Andrews, 15% likely. I knew the other day you were saying you liked likely more. I still prefer Andrews more, but I think they're both good clicks. I just really like Goddard, Loveland, and Kraft, and I think he's the next tier. So I don't end up getting a lot of him because of that. We're probably, what are we doing here? Are we taking Algier? Are we taking Tillman? We're taking Pat Bryant. That's what we're doing. We're doing what we do. We're taking Pat Bryant. We're going to try to be at 17% Pat Bryant. I was in on him in the big board. We are one like away from a third draft. We'll get there. I have faith in you. And then we push Algier around the corner. Feels good. So right now, we have a 2-4-6-2 quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, Caleb Williams. That is plenty of capital to stop at 2. There is a chance that in the very last round I would add Dart if Dart makes it all the way there. Devon Achane, Tony Pollard, J.K. Dobbins, Tyler Algier, Malik Neighbors, DJ Moore, Zay Flowers, Juwan Jennings, Hollywood Brown, Pat Bryant. I actually really like this wide receiver room, even though there's some guys here I don't take a ton of, like Zay Flowers I don't take a ton of, and DJ Moore I'm a little underweight on, and Hawkinson likely. So one thing I don't like about likely is I feel like I should I feel like I need 3 tight ends if I have likely on my team. He's very spike weeky, but that's more so the case if my first guy's not Hawkinson or Laporta. I think this is fine, so I might just go to 17% Pat Bryant, make it 35. I'm good at so I'm pretty good just being at 17, 18%. I personally don't want any exposures over 25%. Just in case something weird happens, a domestic violence arrest or something that you have no way of seeing coming, right? There are reasons, or the injuries that are about to come, there's reasons to not be that heavy on players. But if you want to make stands, make stands. It is it's a risk tolerance game, and for me, over 25% is too much risk, in my opinion. 19% Neighbors is your big stand in round 1 this year. Nice. I'm Puka. I'm not making a big stand. I did take 13 shares of Puka Nakua in the Poodle. I basically made a stand on Puka in the Poodle. I took him at 101 once, at 102 once at 103, like twice, to get some different styles of Puka teams as well. But other than that, I'm kind of going flatter exposures. All right, so Rico would be really good here. What wide receivers are available? Yeah, Rico looks really good here. I don't know if I love this running back room. Devon Achane, Pollard, Dobbins, Algier. I'm definitely going to add a sixth running back, one more wide receiver, and we will see what else. We don't have any Green Bay right now. So that may be like the last round pick. We could just take Marshawn Lloyd as the Green Bay guy, but I think I just want a Green Bay receiver. This could be one of my rare shares. What? This is really late for him. We'll just take we're just going to go ahead and take Darius Slayton. We're going to double stack the Giants here. It does put me with 3 week 14 buys, but we're going to do that. We'll take Jackson Dart if he makes it back to us, and then we'll just take a running back with our last round pick. I think that's what we want to do. Dart may not make it back. If he doesn't, it's not that big of a deal. Does your take change if a player is taking 19 rounds? Well, like I have 26% Jarquez Hunter right now. Like, so it does. So that take changes like per tournament stuff too. Like in big board, every year in big board, I'm probably going to make massive rookie stands on certain players. This year, I got cooked on mine because the player ended up going to the worst situation and he had character concerns nobody talked about like until after the draft. So like we all know who that is, right? But like I think in big board, like on the rookies, you can make bigger. Like to me, I think you can make bigger stands, and this is a good point though. Like rounds 19 and 20, like it costs you a lot less to make a big stand. A 19% stand on a round 1 player is, I don't know what the math would say, but I would say that's like a 50% stand on a round 20 guy. I know you covered Judkins early. I'm not going to go over it until we get information, basically. He's still going to play at the end of the season. Like, they're not going to suspend him for the entire season. Like, but at his ADP, I think he's undraftable right now. But I also think that also matters on what your exposure is to him. Like, since I'm 13% on Judkins, I'm not going to take him at all until I get absolute clarification. That's a stand. Yeah. That's absolutely a stand. Yeah, I have 19% of that player of Matthew Golden. One of my 15+% rookies went to jail, and the others still running their 40. I had to Restrepo at 17% as well. But I had a bunch of I took a bunch of bigger stands in the big board. So like I still had like 11% Harvey. I was one of the only people drafting Pat Bryant. I ended the 259 pre-draft drafts with 7.5% Pat Bryant. I don't know what the data says on who was actually drafted. Like, or by like what the percent was that they were drafted. I mean, I can't just. I have to take Marshawn Lloyd. I would really like a rookie here, but I don't think I need a rookie on every single team. We are one like away still. We do need one more like by the end of this. I can go over some teams. I'll go over mine first, and then if anybody wants a review, let me know. So we have a 3-6-7-2. Lamar Jackson, Caleb Williams, Jackson Dart. Running backs, Achane, Tony Pollard, J.K. Dobbins, Tyler Algier, Rico Dowdle. Just a bunch of guys who are talented in backup roles. Marshawn Lloyd. And then wide receivers, Neighbors, DJ Moore, Zay Flowers, Juwan Jennings for the bringback, Hollywood Brown, Pat Bryant, Darius Slayton for the double stack, and then tight ends, Hawkinson and Likely. Steph said she got wild in this one. We'll look at that. Mine is not my normal team. I don't usually have four backup running backs, right? Like, that's not usually my style. We'll wait until all the picks are in. You may get some hate. I mean, I don't think I'm on your unfriended list or whatever it is on Draft or Pass still. I think that's rectified. Come on, let's get that last like. Yeah, we're at 37 now. It come in pretty fast after that. All right, so it looks like it is actually over now. Steph has a 2-6-7-3. It looks like quarterbacks didn't go as planned, I'm going to assume. Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence with the Justin Herbert before ADP for the Hampton stack, and Trevor Lawrence with Tootin, Travis Hunter. Okay, so you got the big Trevor Lawrence stack. So Hampton, Judkins at 93. I think Judkins at 93 is like where I'm still thinking about clicking him, even though I have 13%. Like, he could still be a very good player in the playoffs. Like, and if he gets you, so as for the schedule, right here is Cleveland. At Chicago, Bills, Pittsburgh. Bills had a very bad run defense last year. So, and Chicago's defense wasn't like elite against the run. We never know what's going to happen this year, but he could be very good to get your team to week 17. So we'll go back to that. Hampton, Judkins, Tootin, Eckler, Sanders, Giddens. This is exactly how I like to layer my teams. You got Eckler and Hampton as like volume plays that should get you points every week. A major shot with Tootin at a major discount. Sanders just praying that he gets the job. And then a couple shots, Giddens, and you got to write out the suspension, possible suspension, but that's fine. CeeDee Lamb, Rashee Rice, Marvin Harrison, Travis Hunter, Godwin, Judy, Higgins. That's a lot of wide receiver firepower. That is a ton of wide receiver firepower. And I'm not big on Marvin Harrison, but I understand his ADP. I don't like it, but I understand it. But you have CD and Rice, like, you're good. At tight end, Brenton Strange, Zach Ertz, and Freiermuth. I think Pat Freiermuth should definitely be being drafted as well. This is, like always, it's a very good team. Shaky at running back, but if things go right, it's elite at running back. So, yeah, I like it. All right, so we got there. I am loading up my phone now to get to the screen to draft. All right, we are there. We will enter another Puppy 2, 20 seconds, in 10 seconds. take myself a little drink. Get back to the right screen. That feels about right. Instant queued. I hope some of you guys got in. Steve got the 102. Welcome back, Steve. Cade got the 11. I got the 6. Fantasy Dog got the 5. If you're in here and I did not call you out, let me know. How's that look? I need to change the sizing real quick. You got to make sure the size is good. There we go. That might work. Missed the boat. This will be a good one. Welcome, Chad Candles. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Cade done the thing. Congratulations. I've leverage against you on the Judkins pick. I've took both Hampton and Ford. I've definitely been mixing in Ford in my slows. Like all my slows, like the Chihuahua and stuff that I have going on right now, that Ford's going to be really low owned. I'm going to take him at like 185 or so. Yeah, we'll take CD. We don't take a whole bunch of CD, but today it's just so happening that that's where I'm picking. So we will take the CD. And honestly, like I have CD above Saquon and Gibbs, but Gibbs starting to look juicier and juicier the more you think about it. So, Steve, are you still Jefferson 102? I take it. Looks like it. I know some people are kind of like a little more out now. I don't, just because Hayden, like I know you don't care what, like you probably listen to what Hayden Winks does, but like him and Josh Norris had Jefferson like further down, like 6, 7, 8 or something. And I wonder if we're going to see Jefferson start to slide. Yeah, I think the Ford Judkins thing, like getting Judkins in the late 90s or mid 90s is really good. I done 0 Little Dalmatians. I was like, man, this contest is going to fill by time my weekend's up, and I refuse to do 101 slows. We don't know, right? So, like, that's the thing. Like, I do think that the window right now is if he falls 10 to 15 picks. Like, if he falls 15 picks, like, I think it's still a good click because even if he misses games, who knows how many, none of that, right? But, like, this is a time box that ADP may only be available, right? Like, at 93, we may only see that in this specific time box. So, I need to get myself some Tyreek. I thought about doing it there. I already did the Bowers thing earlier, and I love Jonathan Taylor. I should have probably just brought up Tyreek. Yeah, any day it can shift dramatically. So like if I know I was saying I don't want to take a whole bunch more of them, but if he's there at 91, like I personally value him at like 72, 73. So if he's if he plays the whole season. So if he's there at 91 and I can get a single share at that ADP, like this is actually more for like BBM, right? Like if you were doing because this time box, like this is in a time box, right? So a bigger percentage of these teams are going to be there. But for like a BBM that's open the entire summer, I would be taking more shots on that like if I were drafting a lot of those or like sprints, I would be taking that shot a little more aggressively because if it comes out to not being anything, you now have an ADP that very, very few people got, right? So I think that in those contests, it makes a lot of sense to do that. I don't think it like in this contest, like it's still different, but it's not going to be as different as it will be in those other contests. So like if you don't believe he's going to get suspended or anything, like it could just be maybe you should be doing some BBMs and trying to get the value, like or sprints or something like that. Man, I never take Marvin Harrison. We're going to take a Marvin Harrison share here. He's finally starting to equalize out to the middle of the third. I'm okay taking him in the middle to back. When he was going from 29 to 24, like I had no interest. This is like the top of where I'm willing to draft him. And I like I've said plenty of times, I absolutely could be wrong. Seems like a chance to buy the FUD. Probably not. Time to reach on like like we're reaching in the dollar auction range, so it's not that big of a deal anyway. Take a Samson, yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. Golden reminds me of my dad before he passed. He used to spin speed pass semis, like then after he passed them, he slow down and get in front of them. What are you talking about? Like you think that's how Matthew Golden plays football? Even something like the slow Dalmatians, because at least 50% of the field took them a 70, 75. Yeah, true. Yeah. It's an edge in all the contests if nothing comes from it, but it's a bigger edge in the contests that are like the longer the contest is open, the bigger the edge, right? Because the fewer teams that get that player at that ADP, the bigger the edge. What's up, Fantasy Football Garage? When MHA was going ahead of Trey McBride, well, when it started, he was going ahead of Rashee Rice. Like, talk about not being into something. Like, there was zero chance, that I would have taken. Like, I could have had Jamar Chase and Trey McBride, and it's like, no, this is absolutely Rashee Rice. Or, like, whatever. Like, it was never happening there. I could take, you know what? We're gonna just take Devonta Smith, and like I like Devonta Smith even at this ADP, even if I don't get Jalen Hurts, but Hurts randomly does fall, so I sometimes will break the tie and take a Devonta Smith share. Either way, as you've seen, I have 12% Devonta Smith. I like the Eagles bet. Both of them are giant spike week players. AJ Brown is the better one, but Devonta Smith is the cheaper one, and he offers gigantic weeks as well. So I tend to prefer to play the passing game through him and through the tight end. I have I have some AJ Brown. I don't dislike AJ Brown. I just like Drake London, Ladd McConkey, Achane, and Bowers more. And actually, probably Rashee Rice. Yeah, okay. So you're saying he's Tyler Lockett. You mentioned Golden and Kenny Man Pierce. Did I hear? That's like whenever I pop into Fanspeak Network, I usually type something like, "Did I hear Scattaboo?" I'd rather he slow down after he catches the ball. Well, I would rather he slow down after he catches the ball than be Jaden Reed and just drop it. You know, Like, I would much rather him actually catch the ball than to do what Jaden Reed does and just watch it not get caught, you know? So, like, sign me up for Matthew Golden over Jaden Reed. 10 drops last year. Yes, he had a lot of targets. Let's look at the target number real quick. 75 targets, 10 drops. You all are welcome to all the Jaden Reed you can get. Yeah, Golden is and I've said this before, and Adam being the number one Ladd McConkey slappy, agreed, because Golden reminds me a lot of Ladd McConkey coming out of college, just with a little less athleticism. Like the way he plays, the way he moves, the way he finds spacing, the way he gets open, the way he catches in traffic and then like still does things. Like all of that stuff is what Ladd done at an elite level at Georgia. You just didn't see it as often. Like, and both of them also limited sample size. Like the way they play are very similar. Like, and it's not a speed thing. It's just a stylistic of how they play the game. A little less athleticism, but a lot more Riz. Are the Packers dropped due to weather, frozen tundra? I mean, that could be part of it. Let's look at Dobbs. I am almost on the clock. We will look it up in a minute. If James Conner makes it, I am smashing that with a little team correlation. Could just take Debo. I've been taking more Debo just because, like, I am absolutely betting on the Washington offense to be better this year. I didn't like him at his ADP, but which one do I like more? I think Connor is the better pick because I think he's the end of that tier of running backs. So all right, Dobbs had 5 drops out of 70 reception or 70 targets. So, and Wicks had a ton of drops on few targets. And Wicks had 8 drops on 74 targets. So Dobbs had like a normal amount of drops. And the other ones had way above normal amount of drops. But even if it's the frozen tundra stuff, like they only play half the season there. So like, and if I remember right, like Dontavian Wicks had 2 drops in the Brazil game. There has to be at least one wide receiver. That is a fact. Kate is correct. Like one of the Packers wide receivers has to be underpriced. I'm making my bet that I'm actually Savion Williams over Dontavian Wicks. Call me crazy. That's what I like. I did finally click Wicks again. Like I think I've taken 3 shares of him out of 200 drafts or something. It was like a bring back for a Lamar team or something. I just don't want to be over my skis with Savion and then him just never get a chance to play. I definitely want this guy, but Fantasy Dog is also a fan. Who does Fantasy Dog go with? He goes with Darnell Mooney. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with Diggs here. Give myself yet another quarterback option. I have 3 quarterback options I really like here. I have Kyler coming back. Trey McBride's on the inside of me, so I should absolutely have the up. Like, there's pretty much no reason unless somebody's trying to stream snipe just for a reaction and whatever, to get them at 91. And then Dak, I should be able to land at 115 since I have Pickens and CD. So, and then if Dak isn't there for some reason, like I got Drake May available, but I know that this crowd probably all loves Drake May. Always bullish for the wide receivers when they draft two. Yeah. This has been my whole point is like the two guys who had 10, like Jaden Reed dropped, what was it, 15% of his passes, and Wicks was like 17. And maybe it's even higher than that. Maybe it was 17, 19, but they both dropped a big percentage of their passes, right? And then their team went out and spent a first and a third round pick on wide receiver. That doesn't tell me that this team wants to rely on those players. Like that tells me they want to rely on somebody else. Addison court case is Tuesday. Yeah, the 18th. Oh, okay. I was thinking it was the 18th, but I knew it was this week. And then a couple days after the court case, the NFL may rule. We don't know. We don't know how long it'll take. Well, we don't know how long the court case will take either. Liking Savion over Wicks is bad. So does Savion actually have bad hands? Let me look that up real quick. I got bring up the spreadsheet I had for before the season. I didn't bring up drops on that. I don't remember. Like, I know Savion had some, but he also had to play quarterback a lot because his quarterback was not very good, if I remember right. Yeah. So the thing about Savion Williams that I absolutely love, like let's say he even can't get separation. He was number one for last year in college in contested catch rate at an 85.7% contested catch rate. Like, that is a ludicrous amount. Let's say that might have been 6 of 7. I think 6 of 7 would that be 85%? Let me figure it out real quick. Yeah, that would exactly be 6 of 7. So it was either 6 of 7 or 12 of 14, right? So let's say it was even only 6 of 7. Like that's ludicrous. Like out of 7 contested catches, you come down with 6 of them. And like you see his film and he does really good with his body positioning on that. The other thing about that is number 2 on that list was Pat Bryant, who I'm also bullish on. But I actually liked Pat Bryant before I knew that was a thing. And he had 66.7% in just last year. And he could be. Like, this could be true. But Malachi Corley could have been an okay click last year if he didn't decide to just throw the ball away whenever he was about to enter the goal line. Like, I don't understand. Why do people keep, like, just every season somebody just drops the ball right before the goal line? It happened twice last year. My boy Jonathan Taylor, Malachi Corley, right? We'll just take Andrews. I'm Andrews over Kelsey if it's a non-stacked team. Yeah, like they designed like multiple plays in that game for him And then he finally gets one on the goal line, and he's wide open, and he starts celebrating and just dropped the ball right before the end zone. And then they never gave him another chance, right? Like, I mean, they're pretty desperate, right? Like that Corley will be the ultimate, like, a year too early guy, right? Like, I really want to kind of believe in him, but I even have a hard time taking him in 20-round drafts on Justin Fields teams. Yeah, and Savion is crazy after the catch in open space. Yeah, absolutely. And like, he played Wildcat. So there's multiple reasons I'm out on Jaden Reed this year. Like, I will take him if he falls a few picks past ADP, because I don't want to fade. Like, I like Jaden Reed as a player, to be honest with you. But, like, I love Golden as a player. And I think that if Green Bay is going to do a bunch of those design things, so either one of two things are going to happen. Either they keep one of three things. Like, Jaden Reed keeps his role, which I think is unlikely, because I think that Savion fits the role that they were playing Jaden Reed in better. Jaden, according to Reception Perception, why is his name? His name's Matt Harmon. According to Matt Harmon, like, they were deploying him completely wrong. So maybe they identified that they were using him wrong, and they drafted somebody to use in that role better in Savion. Or maybe they didn't like the fact he had 10 drops. But, like, if they want to use him in the other role that he was supposed to be good, like, he's possibly good at, like, that's exactly what Matthew Golden's good at, is that kind of stuff. So, I mean, Matthew Golden, to me, is good at everything, but all right, so we land both of the double stacks. So right now we have a 2-2-5-1. We have Kyler Murray. We have Dak Prescott. We have Jonathan Taylor, James Conner. Like, definitely need a running back next. CeeDee Lamb, Marvin Harrison, Devonta Smith, George Pickens, Stephon Diggs, Mark Andrews. I like this team. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. If Drake May makes it back around, we are 3-tapping quarterbacks, and we are just making it up the rest of the way. Corley a decade too early. What two starting quarterbacks am I most out on? You mean at ADP or as a talent in the NFL? Number one is Sam Darnold. Do you have Lamar? Oh, my bad. I mean, I don't want to be accused of collusion. And Andrews is a great pick. And I actually, Bateman was available for you. All right, let's do it. Let's take Drake May. We got Kyler, we got Dak, and we got Drake May. We have all of them stacked. We have Steph Diggs. We have the double stack there in Dallas. We have Marvin Harrison and James Conner stacked up. You finally get in the draft with me, and I punish you for it. You're welcome. Welcome to the Who Crew. Well, welcome to the Who Crew. You have now been initiated, sir. And I took a one, like, wasn't it Fantasy Dog? You picked Rashid Shaheed over Andrews. That's on you. That is on you. Don't be putting that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that evil on me. Out here lying about that. You took Rashid Shaheed willingly over Mark Andrews. That is that's on you. Oh, my bad. I'm kind of all over the place today. We are at 39 likes. I want to appreciate everybody. I'm having a really good time. I might just do a fourth draft because I'm in the mood to stay up. I'm going to be doing drafts either way. If you guys want, I could stay, do a fourth. It's all up to you guys. Okay, so yeah, Goff. I'm pretty out on Goff as well. I think the interior offensive line is a massive. So after this draft, I will go look at my exposures. Aaron Rodgers is on that list, honestly, or was on the list. I don't know, the one I dislike clicking the most is probably Goff, though. It really is. Javonte Williams has fallen like a rock. This is a Rachaad White team, though. I want to get those two definitely have a role. This opens me up to whatever I want to do after this. My wide receivers are very solid. I might just take one. I honestly may just take one more wide receiver and be done. Love quarterback 19 is stupid. Do you think it's too high, too low? Well, the problem is there's so many good, from quarterback 11 to 22 is all really good. And it's hard to parse. I could see an argument for almost any one of those to be above any other one. All the way down to CJ Stroud, who I know Steve was just saying he was out on. I can see arguments from Knicks to Stroud if you want to make him being a reasonable argument to being the guy. But the one I'm out on, so at ADP, I think Joe Burrow is not a great pick at ADP. I think the only reason he's okay is at ADP he's not a good pick because none of his players go around him, right? Because then if you're taking him you're basically taking naked. You're just taking him naked at that point, right? If you take Joe Burrow at ADP, he's the worst pick because then you're taking him naked, So Jaden Blue at 150 feels a lot better than Jaden Blue did at pick 125. I was pretty out on him then. Yeah, Tua, I'm kind of out on Tua as well. Tua, Goff, and there was one other that I mentioned earlier. Who is it? I don't know who the other one is. Russell Wilson, I'm pretty out on. Oh, Sam Darnold. I know he's incredibly cheap. If I happen to have it, I think that the implosion risk of that team is gigantic. It's still good, but we don't know anything about their center or their guard, right? Just because they drafted somebody in the second round doesn't mean that player is going to be good. KC drafted Kingsley Suiomata or whatever last year, and in the first round, and he absolutely was not good. So taking a second year guy that doesn't mean that it's good, and that's the one that's or maybe that was this year they drafted the offensive lineman that's moving to center. I can't remember, but basically the one that's moving to center I don't think ever played center. Chiefs re-signing bad juju. I guess a better way to ask is if you're getting the primary or secondary sack. Let me let me grab some Hunter Henry here. Yeah, let's take some Hunter Henry here. I think that this running back room works pretty well. I'm definitely, if one of these two wide receivers make it back, we will be done. If not, we may take an extra. I think I'm going to build just with just these 5. I think I'm okay enough to just take one more no matter who it is. So if I can get one of those two guys, I will be done. Especially Bryant, because Bryant leaves me a new bye week as well. Could just throw on Alec Pierce. Campbell is a great cheerleader, but a buffoon can coach. I don't agree with that. So, like, Burrow's ADP is now 60.6. So, but say past that. Yeah, like, I think it's Goff. Like, Goff is the one I can't get to that often. I do worry about the offensive line. Like, losing 2 members of an offensive line, they don't have to be bad. So a player like Jared Goff has to step up into the middle of the pocket. Like, the only thing he can do is step into his throws. He can't really create and make any space like a Baker Mayfield, like a Mahomes. I know that they are decent pocket passers, but they aren't required at like almost 100% rate to step into their throws like that. So being able to get interior pressure on him specifically will ruin his game. And them losing both of those players, to me, is a gigantic loss. Like, I really think that that's a big, big loss. Yeah, we'll take Braylon Allen's fine. I don't love the Braylon Allen click, but it's fine. They're definitely going to be running the ball there. I definitely want to have some teams with them. So, like, I think the 101 is definitely Jared Goff. And he goes before, like, his ADP is, like, almost where Drake Mays is. Because it's, like, somewhere over in here. And, like, I would much rather have Jordan Love, Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, C.J. Stroud, all of those players over Jared Goff. I mean, I could just be wrong too. At no point did I say I was correct in this, but that is how I feel. How that, like, I just think there's a big implosion risk there, and like since Ragnar retired and Zeitler was gone, like that kind of hurt a little bit. But when Ragnar also retired, I actually moved David Montgomery down quite a bit when that happened. I moved – that's whenever I made a top 5 picks, and I put – because I had it to where it was like a top 4 for me, and I added Gibbs into the top 4 and added this year. So, like, the entire season it had been – and I know I say that Puka is with CeeDee Lamb, and I agree with that, but I can't put him there because I can't just have – I don't want 25% Puka Nacua. So, like, I don't have the stomach for that, let's say. Wide receivers – we'll just take a random tight end here. I think Jawan Johnson's kind of mispriced anyway. I like these 3 tight ends. Probably go with a wide receiver here. Let's look at what we need. We could – is there any, like – this could be a Tyler Lockett team. if all I'm trying to do is make sure I don't get killed in the bye weeks, this could be my second Tyler Lockett share. It could be a Yoshi share as well. Actually, it could be one of my. I don't believe I have 3.6%. Honestly, um, I'm absolutely shocked. I must have taken a lot of him in the first couple of weeks or in the original puppy. I don't remember clicking him for a long time. I mean, Elijah Moore would make some sense. Keenan, like, I don't like Keenan as a sixth wide receiver on this team. I think I just take Yoshi Voss here or Lockett, and then I take a rookie upside running back here. I don't know. This running back room could play. I feel pretty good at all my positions. Let's see. Jonathan Taylor, James Conner, Rashad White, Jaden Blue, Braylon Allen versus CD, Harrison, Devonta, Pickens, Diggs, Yoshi. Actually, I probably do. I've taken a few shares of Burton already. I think I took 2 shares of him today in slows. So that 1.8 doesn't include like the 3 or 4 shares I have of Burton and slows right now in the time box tournaments. I do think that maybe. Oh, actually, I do have to go wide receiver. Yoshi has the same bye week as Pickens and CD, but like, I think it's fine. Like, I think I'm pretty open to be able to take anything I want here, even if it was a fourth quarterback. Like, I don't love it, but 2 mules, I think, Poles is the bottom 3 GM. I will get to the chat. I'm kind of actually stuck on this for a minute. I mean, Keenan Allen at this pick is a slam dunk. Adonai Mitchell, I think, would fit this team really well as well. So would MVS. Noah Brown would be a fine pick. Noah Brown may be the second pick there. I do think I could see. I don't know if Keenan's spoke out yet on the Commanders, if he's willing to go there or not. All right, we'll get through that after I make my pick and go through the team. So we got Keenan Allen. We got a 3.573 classic. Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Drake May. Like, that feels very good. We got Jonathan Taylor, James Conner, Rashad White, Jaden Blue, Braylon Allen. I do feel a little thin at running back, but it could work. It could absolutely work. Wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, Marvin Harrison, Devonta Smith, George Pickens, Steph Diggs, Andre Yoshibas. Tight ends, Andrews, Henry, Juwan. We have Hunter Henry, Steph Diggs stacked up with Drake May. We have Kyler with James Conner and Marvin Harrison. And we have a triple stack with Dak Prescott, with Jaden Blue, CD, and Pickens. We have a single week 17 bring back in Yoshibas. I like week 17 bringbacks, but I'm also not like, I don't think you have to over correlate or anything for them. I will, if you want, Cade, I will go over your team after I get back through chat. Say something at the bottom. Scheme guys typically have issues translating to the head coach. Okay. Bears may have the worst GM in the league. I think it will come down to the quarterback play. I mean, they fixed their O-line this year. Who are we talking about? The Bears GM? Yeah. Well, the old Bears cycle was wild, isn't it? They draft a quarterback and then fire their coach, and then draft a quarterback, and then 4 years later they draft a quarterback and then the next year they fire their coach, right? Like they just keep doing that. It's hilarious. I appreciate it, sir. Hey, look who it is. What's up, guy? I mean, I can look at it if you want. If you don't, we're not. One we are one like away from 40. We have no actual news on him getting suspended yet. I think he'll drop 10 to 15 picks, and it's one of two things. Either A, it's the only time we're going to possibly be able to get him at this ADP. So for stuff, and this is what I said earlier. So for stuff like BBM, maybe he's a buy now, because maybe there's like a 2-day window where he's at pick 94, 93, 94. Where did he go in this one? In the last one, Steph took him at 93. Judkins still won at 79 here. Yeah, he clearly has high T levels. That's awesome. And not awesome at the same time. Got Judkins at 100. Yeah, it's not appropriate, but I laugh at a lot of things that aren't appropriate. So I think that there is a case to like buy him for a couple days and see what happens. Like this same exact thing happened with Xavier Worthy back in, I think it was March. And I believe it was Terrence that was telling people in chats and nobody was listening, hey, this kind of thing usually I don't know what's going on with the Quinchon one at all. There was more information about the Worthy one when it came out. But like with the Worthy one, I think it was him. And yell at me if it wasn't. But I remember in some chats, somebody, and I believe it was him, saying that this kind of thing is usually swept under or gets dealt with outside of court. Maybe this whole situation is different. I don't know. I know nothing about that. But I actually kept buying into Worthy then. Because he was going in the late third. And then he like slid down like all the way to the 4-5 turn. And then he like creeped back up to the 36 pick. And then now he's fallen back down. But that's not related. All right. So, yeah. I'll buy and if you're going to buy the dip, just buy it for a couple days. And if you're wrong, is it that big of a deal? I think being right on buying the dip is more impactful than being wrong on buying the dip. Because worst case scenario, he's suspended for several games, right? And if I have to get to 500 subs, that's why. So if you help me get to 500 subs, the donate button will be put on. I got distracted. I've told you I have ADD, and it is real. While I'm thinking of it, we're going to go over Cade's team. His first draft with me. He's got a 2.673. Lamar Jackson, J.J. McCarthy. Ashton Genty, Pacheco at 83. I love that. Tyrone Tracy, a little discount. Jalen Wright, Marshawn Lloyd, the Justice Hill stack. This team would look a lot better with Mark Andrews on it. Wide receivers, Amon-Ra, Mike Evans, Zay Flowers, Robadunze, Keon Coleman, Xavier Legette, Diami Brown, TJ Hawkinson, Isaiah Likely, and Cade Otton. It looks like you got the second best tight end there. No, I think it was you talking about that with Worthy, but I said yesterday I didn't want to say a name, but because the person wasn't here to ask, but I was pretty sure you were like, this stuff usually just gets swept under the rug. But there was more information about what actually happened on that one than there is with this one. I haven't seen anything on this one with like who was involved and all that stuff. No, I like this team. I really do. I don't click Justice Hill as often as I should with Lamar. I just tend to like Rashad Bateman, but Hill has a guaranteed role. The Pacheco Genti is awesome. And then you just got a bunch of good like players that need some help, but if they get it, they could be awesome. Yeah, I don't know if this whole thing was a family member or not with Judkins. Like I said, I don't know. I worked 24 hours this weekend, so I didn't have time to look over all that stuff. But anyway, we're feeling good tonight. We're going to do another draft. So, Puppy 2, everybody. 20-second clock, and we will enter in 10 seconds. I slept 24 hours this weekend. I slept about 9 and worked 24 and drove for another 4 to get to work. So, but tonight I will probably sleep about 12. 10 more to start. Everybody, 10 to start. Anybody who wants, some of you probably already got into a lobby. If you want to draft with me, you can. I'm assuming some of you will have to double box if you want. Everybody is welcome. It's been a good night. I joined, but I boycott. It is Superflex and Sunday, but there's no Superflex contest out there, so I couldn't run the Superflex and Sunday that I've ran every other week. Thankful for all of you streaming as I sit here drafting puppy after puppy. Hey, you're welcome, Coolers. Coolers is like the lead dog on Draft or Pass right now. His win rate 312 and 142, 68.7%. Oh, here we go. Here it is. 68.7% on 300. That's what? 453 drafts, 312 wins, 68.7. The community loves Coolers drafts. We get blessed with the 101. We get us keep Jamar Chase at 10%. We got the 101. Gamble got the 102. Cade got the 112. If anybody else is in here and wishes to be called out, go ahead. And also, if you would like to play on Drafters and you have not yet, I have a promo code over there, promo code WHO. You get a 100% deposit match for up to $100. It is total points over there, full PPR, 20 rounds. It's a completely different style of tournament. If you've played Marathon on Underdog, it's the same thing as Marathon, but 20 rounds. So if you need help with that, let me know. That promo code is confirmed to work. Somebody's already used it and it worked for them. So, and also, if you look at the descriptions, I have a Discord. It's reasonably active. Only 28, 29 people in it right now. But let's see. We got 29 members right now. So, but it's just sharing drafts, talking ball, doing a little strategy. It's a good time. But everybody's welcome. It's completely free. I'm number one hated on Draft or Pass. Are you? I've been sitting at like 52.5 to 53.5% the whole time. Everyone hates my I think it was my Poodles or something. Let me look at it again. Like my big board, I'm one of the best at the big board. Like, so on big board, I'm number 3 up here. On I think bigger board, I was way up there. Al Boogie's number 1. There's not a whole lot of people put their bigger board on here. Al Boogie's crushing it. And it was the pit bull. The pit bull mine is like the worst. No. Yeah, I got 41% there. I have a couple of them that are like 20%. But anyway, that's a different story. We got Jamar Chase. We might do something. We might bring. That was Pitbull. That was the Pitbull. They definitely did not like you there. You were definitely number 1 hated there. I just want to make sure I'm above 50% on Superflex because that's where I feel like I should be. But I also understand that a lot of people probably won't like the strategy that I like for Superflex. Hey, I was just talking about wanting some more Tyreek shares. I don't really want to do like a normal thing here. We're going to take him. I don't know. We'll just take Josh Jacobs. I only have 5% Jacobs. He's a good click. I do believe that the Packers are going to try to throw the ball a lot more this year. But Jacobs, if things go south again, Josh Jacobs may just be a guy that is awesome to get you to the playoffs. Okay, I can go over that. So let me go. If you want to join the Discord, I can go over it with you. Like you can message me and I can walk you through it. But there's the website. I might have to. Okay, yeah, that worked. But you can click that. You have to link your X account, and then you have to upload your file. So yes, you have to give them like to play the game. You have to give them your CSVs, which gives them the information on how you draft and all that stuff, right? I think it's super fun, and I'm willing to do that. If you have a problem with somebody having your information for any reason, don't do it. Like plain and simple. I think it's a ton of fun to play with. And you have to upload each file individually. So like Eliminator has to be its own file. So you basically want to email all of them to you, and then you will just name, once it comes in, name it so you know which one it is. And then you have to upload each one individually. Let's say that you upload your CSV for your post-draft stuff. After you upload it, like 4 days later, if you upload a new one, it remembers the teams you had and it just adds the new ones. So it doesn't like bug it out or anything, but it's a lot of fun. I'm doing it less and less, but that's just because I've been working a lot. But I have to like tell myself not to do it at times, like because I'll start doing it and I'll do it for like 30 minutes at a time, and I'll be like, okay, I got to get up and do anything else. I do like this start quite a bit, and I absolutely do not have this start. I think this is a very solid start. Well, so Tyreek Hill is one of those players that I'm going to try to get to like 4% on, but I don't want to have a big bag on. So I want to get him with like different players and stuff. And I'm pretty positive I don't have him here. So, and I know for a fact I don't have a major Miami stack. Okay. You didn't like mine. Got it. Thanks for the support, guy. Thanks for coming to my channel and crapping on my team, guy. We're going to take JMO for sure. And yeah, let's just take Devonta Smith again. That gets us into the Week 17 game. So through 5, we got, through 5, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Josh Jacobs, Jameson Williams, Devonta Smith. I've already made myself thin at quarterback because there's zero chance that the T. Higgins drafter doesn't take Joe Burrow here. I took Devonta Smith, whose quarterback has already went. So I'm probably going to do some wild things in this draft. Hold on, everybody. We might see a show. I didn't. The Terry. I like starting Terry JD after taking Chase. I thought about doing that. I don't think it'll be done a lot. That was one of the things that was going through my mind. The other thing was to bring Mike Evans up with Tyreek Hill, which is what I think I should have done. Like, I think I should have just brought Mike Evans up over here to pair with the Tyreek Hill and Jamar Chase for the Week 17 bring back. That's an idea for anybody who would be willing to do that. I don't love Mike Evans in this range, but that's got to be reasonably unique. Oh, yeah. I do take Burrow there sometimes. It's not it's like one out of 5 times. If with the way that this specific board laid out, if I had taken Jamar, Tyreek, and T, I would have taken Burrow there. I would have taken JMO and Burrow, mostly because I just took Devonta Smith the time before. And if I took Devonta Smith, it would have left me with Jamar and T and just Tyreek. That would have been my, so. I mean, it would have basically been the same situation that I'm in now at quarterback, but it would have locked the quarterback up. Underdog changed their UI randomly and switched to 56 times. No, they've done it twice, I think. They made like a really, really minor change, like in like how the box was sized or something, and it interfered with the overlays like pre-draft. But I don't think they've really did a lot of changes. The day that came out, that was the poll question: do you like it or hate it? I don't. The thing I don't like about it is probably the thing, like, not the thing other people don't like about it. Better take Golden now. You better take Golden. You better do it. You are not getting him back. I promise you. You will not get him back. All right, so we get Matthew Golden for the double stack. And we also get I preferred Harvey, but I was letting you know that you would not get him back. So we're taking him. And I don't know. Yeah, we'll just take Swift here. I don't love DeAndre Swift. I actually prefer Pacheco, but we're doing that. I figured not, but yeah, I know. But what if what you need is 70% golden? I don't take much Swift. I'm trying to stay at like 4% Swift. I uh I don't know if I love my team. Like Josh Jacobs and Swift are not running backs I normally take. Hey, what's up, Quill? Welcome. Thanks for popping in. Hope you're enjoying the Discord. I seen you popped in the other day. We're not like incredibly active. It's not like the pound or anything, but it's a good group of people. I don't like your team probably means you smash. It's hard to build a team that Gamble dislikes that has Matthew Golden on it. Watch this. We're going to continue to build this team that you don't like. Just wait until I take Brandon Ayuk at 96. When I take Brandon Ayuk here at 96, I can't. Brandon Ayuk went at 80. Man, so I was thinking back, like now that Tyreek flew up the board, there was a DraftKings draft where I got what was it? It was like Puka, Nico. I was at the 12 spot. I got Puka, Nico, and then coming back around, I got Rashee Rice and Tyreek Hill about a month ago. I decided not to do any instead of just messing around with it. Specifically because of number one, if I didn't max it, I didn't want to do it. I didn't have time to set like to redo my rankings while I was at work this weekend to max it that way. And number two, like it just like how do I put it? Like I have so many tournaments that I'm part of, like just having one less to scroll through when I'm looking for stuff is kind of a benefit. And I'm sure you understand. But like I was like, well, there's no reason to do like 8 of them. If I was going to just do like 8 of them, I would rather just do 0 of them, right? So I think it was a $3. I think it was a $3. The 20 max $3. I can't remember. Do we want Higgins? I think we want Higgins here. Yeah, we want Higgins. So we are done at wide receiver. Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Jameson Williams, Devonta Smith, Matthew Golden, Jaden Higgins. We are done. We have Josh Jacobs, DeAndre Swift. We have TJ Hawkinson. No, yeah, I know a lot of people did that, and I'm like, you were better men than me. You were absolutely better than me. I will try to look for that whenever this stream ends and send it. But I had 2 like really, really good wide receivers. And then it was, remember when Tyreek had the injury concern for a little bit? It was that day. I went and did one and I got Tyreek at, it was 38 or 37. I can't remember. I think it might have been a 38. But it was like Nico plus Neighbors or Nico Puka, something like that. And then it was Rashee Rice all the way back there and Tyreek Hill. Well, I know what I want to do with my next pick. I want Caleb Williams to fall all the way past ADP to me. That's what I want. Come on. You guys can do it. We need to get any of these quarterbacks. If we don't get any of these quarterbacks, our team is dead. We will just have to start taking naked quarterbacks on people. I guess we could also take J.J. McCarthy. What just happened to Cade over here? Is that Andrews, right? Man. Amon-Ra, Brian Thomas, Lamar, Kittle, Jawan Jennings. At least it wasn't Brock Purdy and then Andrews. If it was Brock Purdy and then Andrews, that's Max Payne. That's as bad as it gets. Just be happy that didn't happen. It could always be worse, Cade. Remember, it could always be worse. Your team dead already. Besides, it might be. We've all drafted some teams that are dead that we don't know are dead, right? We absolutely have all done that. Well, I get 2 of these quarterbacks. That's pretty sweet. Which 2 do I prefer, though? Do I prefer the JMO stack? I think I prefer these 2. We'll take J.J. McCarthy with Hawkinson, and we will take Jordan Love with Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden, like, I can always, because I have the double stack with Josh Jacobs. Like, I know Jacobs isn't like an elite pass catcher, but he can pass catch. Kind of double down on what I was saying earlier about not really being into, like, I would have taken Jagoff if McCarthy wasn't there, but McCarthy offers a little rushing upside. They improved the offensive line. I can't, like, I pretty much have to, like, I could do that, absolutely, but I should probably stop at 6 wide receivers with this team. I mean, Chase, Tyreek, JMO, Devonta Smith, Golden, Jaden Higgins. Like, if I add another wide receiver, it needs to be an ugly guy like Wan'Dale Robinson, right? Like, I need to, if I add somebody, it has to be somebody that, like, guarantees points early. Done at running back for Gamblestein here. Is that 5 of them? Bijan, Bucky, RJ Harvey, Tajay Spears, and Sharp. Yeah, you were done. Hopefully you're done. All right. By the way, I don't know if I've got any subs today, but we have a goal, 253 subs. I will be doing a draft blindfolded with PPR Tyler. And at 500 subs, I've only said this once, and I'm going to walk it back a little bit. I said it was going to be a 12-hour live stream. It'll be like an 11-hour and 50-minute live stream. The reason why is because at over 12 hours, YouTube doesn't just instant load it as a video, and it cuts it off basically. And anything under 12 hours, it will load. So for it to be out there for everybody, if they want, like, if let's say it wins something, right? For it to be out there publicly, it has to stop before 12 hours. Did I? Nice. Welcome. Was it you? Was it you, Cade? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and walk it back for just a minute. And I mean, I could still stream for 12 hours. The thing is the last 20 minutes or whatever would be like, we'll shut it down on YouTube. And if you joined the Who Crew Discord, I could just live stream my screen from there and talk to people, which would technically not be cheating. It would just not be live here. Or I could just shut down the YouTube and have the X open as well. So like I could still do the 12. The YouTube side wouldn't have all 12 of it, would be the thing. All right. I kind of want running back here. We will take the bring back for that game there. What tight ends are left? So Javonte Williams starts to look a little interesting at this range. I took him at 151 the other day. Like people are really, really out on him right now. Yeah, I think that's the right call though, to go with Jacobs, DeAndre Swift, Trey Benson, Eckler. That feels fine. Did you basically start 0 subs this offseason? I started my very first stream was like second week of February, but there was only one person because I made it I didn't let anyone know I was doing it because I wanted to get used to the formatting a little bit. And Victor Koch, who he doesn't really talk much here because he plays Dynasty with me. He's one of my co-owners in some Dynasty stuff. But he basically helped me out, and I just streamed to myself, basically just talking with 0 chat. And I would do like a single draft. I did that for a couple weeks. And then I let 1 or 2 people know, like Anthony, who popped in earlier. I let him know, and I let 2 or 3 others know, like Hartman, and they popped in. And then, yeah, I basically got 200 and some subs over 3 months, I think it is. Since like I didn't advertise it since like the late February. I can actually just look it up real quick. Yeah, I got 2 subs today, which is nice, which means we're 10 away from the Tyler thing. Let's go to this, sort by date. March 3rd. March 3rd seems to be the first date I streamed. So, and that thumbnail is awful. just awful. That is so bad. Not that I care that much about the thumbnail. Like I just have a thumbnail up because it's kind of needed. Or you could cook out to one of those steaks. I mean, eventually, like if this channel grows into something major, like I will probably do like meat kind of stuff. Because I would love to meet the people in the streets. All right, so I think we're just going to go ahead and take a naked Matt Stafford here. I have a reason to do that. For the bring back right here. For the Kyle Pitts bring back. I was debating on which one. That's pretty cool considering the number of people who watch streams and content is still a little niche. Yeah, exactly. Like I feel pretty good about it. My goal is to get to 1,000 by the start of the season. I think I will. Chess Liam is awesome though. Like he owns it. He's like, yeah, I just reused the one from 2 years ago. Sounds like who in the mood to throw hands? Who down? Who down? Like I would, yeah, join the Discord. You'll like it. Like I I have the email of a designer that I'm going to work with at some point. I might just do that in the off season. I don't know what, like, I want to get everything completely in line. Like if I got to 1,000 subs, I would get all of that set up because I will probably do like custom emojis that are all owl based. Since that's the route we're going with owls for who, right? So like we'll have a whole bunch of like cartoonized owls and stuff for all of the emojis. And I'll have to, like, I don't know how to do any of that stuff, so I'll just have to pay somebody to do it. I'm sure Grok or something like that could do it as well. I like Liam not caring about thumbnails because less people will listen to his free insights. Yeah, and like I'm pretty happy with just the cheap ones that I do. Like they're not fantastic, but like it gets the point across and it doesn't look awful. Like it doesn't look good, but they don't look bad, right? Like it's just a player, the contest I'm drafting, some words, and my symbol, right? It's got a format that if you've seen it before and you liked it, it'll pop up, like it'll pop out to you, and you'll be like, oh, without having to look at it, like having the symbol and the like where the postage stamp is, like that kind of thing is something that in people's minds, like they will just like they'll notice it, right? So like that's kind of what I was going for with that. So we want another running back, probably two, and maybe another tight end. We want a Jarquez Hunter. That's actually why we ended up taking Stafford. He's not yours. You might be his, but he is not yours. Those are two different things. I think we just take him again. Yeah, we just take Giddens. We could have just taken the bring back. I honestly don't care that much about having all the bringbacks. I have one here and I have one there. I don't really need to force another one. I think Giddens helps his team out a little more than anything else. You could use a black screen that says draft with who in white letters. I'd watch it. Very nice. Well, I'm glad that I have a couple fans. Like, and I'm hoping by the middle of this week that I get to the 253. And to be honest, like I think that with the Bestball Jeopardy thing, so those of you who watch Bestball Jeopardy on Fanspeak Network, I got my date for my second round. I will be playing PPR Tyler, and that will be Wednesday the 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern, I believe. I don't remember the exact time on that. Let me look it up real quick. But 9:30 p.m. Eastern, so 8:30 Central. So 8:30 Central on the 30th of this month, I will be in round 2 of the Bestball Jeopardy. I won the first round versus Sean Mitchell. And heads up versus PPR Tyler, the man who will be trying to guide me, maybe with good intentions, maybe with bad intentions, when I draft blindfolded. So that should be fun. I've noticed that everyone has started studying for it. I just went in on a whim. the last time, like just with what I knew off of the top of my head. But if everybody's going to study for it, I guess I'll study for it. Guess I'll actually try to do the thing. I do want to do good. I don't care about being the best at it. I just want to do good enough. Like I want to do good enough that people who may not have seen my content will at least come to see my content and give it a shot, right? So that's my goal is just to like I would I would love to win it. Don't get me wrong. Oh, I will have all of them. Like I already have all the 17s like pretty much by heart. Uh I'm going to go through all of them like this next week I'm going to learn all of the 16s probably and then all of the 15s after that. And then yeah, I know week 1 a lot better because I did all those eliminators. But since I have the date, like I'll be able to like actually go through it. Um, I'm going to take a player with this last pick that everybody's probably going to groan on. Like, I feel like my team's pretty solid. I don't like stopping with 2 tight ends with Kyle Pitts. I think I'm going to take Tyler Higbee. I think Tyler Higbee is a reasonable click. I don't think anybody's going to backstack Matthew Stafford with only Jarquez Hunter and Tyler Higbee. So I'm not saying that I'm going to do this very often, but I think that's a different thing. I couldn't take Theo. No. After you do that, you'll be fully prepared to max the sprint. Yeah, and my goal is to do more sprints than BBMs. But whenever I have a guest on, like most of them, unless it's like a theme thing, like I'm asking them if they want to do a sprint or a BBM, and most people say BBM. I would prefer to do sprints, honestly. Like I think it's a better contest. I don't like the advance rate of BBM that much. But like I am going to max the Dalmatian, by the way. What is it at? So I'll get into that here in a minute. So we got a 3-6-6-3. JJ McCarthy, Jordan Love, Matt Stafford. Running backs, Josh Jacobs, DeAndre Swift, Trey Benson, Austin Eckler, Jarquez Hunter, DJ Giddens. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Jamo, Devonta Smith, Matthew Golden, Jaden Higgins. Tight ends, Hawk, Pitts, Higbee. So we got a double stack, like no wide receiver double stack with the Rams. Kyle Pitts bring back. TJ Hawkinson with a Jamo bring back. Jamo's also a bring back in week 15 against the Rams. And Matthew Golden and Josh Jacobs stacked up with Jordan Love. I think this is a really good team. I think there's so for drafters specifically in total points contest. So like if you're doing marathon, I personally think Higbee is an absolute smash. This is Gamble's first draft with me today. I will go through his team. If anybody else wants to review, shout out. I got a 3-5-7-3. You got Justin Fields, Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith, Bijan, Bucky, Harvey, Spears, Charbonnet. That is an insane room. Garrett Wilson stacked with Fields, Cortland Sutton, Pickens. That's pretty good wide receivers, and Myers. That's really good wide receivers to have this strong a running back room. I'm assuming you have not great tight ends, but we'll get there. Dobbs, Wandale, and Thornton. Yep. Isaiah Likely, Mason Taylor, who is the number 1 stack for Fields, and Theo Johnson. The bring back there. You got a double bring back in Vegas. Yeah, that's a very solid team. I really do like it. The rare Bucky Baker stack. Bucky had 47 receptions, 46, 47 receptions last year. 47, yeah. But thanks everybody for coming out. We got to 43 likes. I had a great time. I will be back tomorrow at my normal time. I normally, for those of you who don't know, I stream 4 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Thursday. I'm going to make 6:45 p.m. Central on Sunday nights a weekly thing as well. So those are the 5 days I'm going to lock in, and like as long as nothing goes wrong, I'm going to stream on all those days. We will. And on Fridays, I will never stream. It's so like for reasons, like it's just not really feasible for me to, unless I did a single draft of like 40, like a single like 30-minute stream. And to me, it's kind of a waste. Like all the setup and everything to just do the single draft and to rush around and not sleep that night. Like it's just better to get the extra hour of sleep or whatever. Due to my work schedule. But Saturday nights, it'll all depend on how I feel. It'll be like 50% of the time I'll make it, 50% of the time I won't, and those will be at 6:45 to 7 o'clock as well. But thanks everybody for coming out. I'll see you all tomorrow. Join the Discord if you want, especially UK. If you can't get set up with Drafter Pass, message me. I'll help you out. Peace.